Hello, boys and girls. My name is Mrs. Martinez. I am the librarian at Esparza Elementary. I'll be reading you a story called The Runaway Beignet, written by Connie Morgan with permission to be read by Pelican Publishing Company. So the reason why I chose this book because it really reminds me about the time I spent in New Orleans, Louisiana. I hope you enjoy the story and stay tuned after to see a couple of pictures.
The Runaway Beignet by Connie Collins Morgan. In a city where magic was more than a simple trick, there lived a kind old baker named Marcel. In the heart of New Orleans, Marcel made an honest living making beignets. Here and there and everywhere, the stars shined. People agreed that the flavor of the fried rectangular-shaped donut compared to no other. Some believed there was magic in the powdered sugar that topped each beignet, creating an endless desire for its sweetness. Many people thought that the baker could have been rich had he not given his pastries to the poor. He even wandered the cobblestone streets feeding beignets to hungry pigeons. Sadly enough, the baker had no family, and even though hundreds of people visited his shop day after day, Marcel was lonely. One morning, a weary stranger wearing a gray coat, colorful scarf, and red shoes entered the shop. "May I please have a glass of cool water?" he asked. Marcel gave the stranger water and a bag of fresh beignets. "Take this with you, bon appetit." "But I have no money to pay you," said the stranger. Marcel smiled. "I'm not asking for any money." "Your generosity surpasses the fine aroma of your beignets," said the stranger. "Take this bag of sugar. When the sun welcomes the day, sprinkle it on the first beignet you cook and wish for anything you want." "I've never heard of anything like this," Marcel mumbled, reaching for a water pitcher behind him. When he turned around to refill the stranger's glass, he was gone. Early the next morning, Marcel opened the bag of sugar. "I must have lost my mind to believe that man." He put 2 dots of sugar on top of the first cooked beignet. "Mais, that looks like 2 little eyes," he said. Laughing, he added a nose and a smiling mouth. "That face makes you look like a beignet boy." As the sugar melted into the pastry, Marcel remembered the words of the stranger and he whispered, "I wish that you were a real boy." To Marcel's surprise, the beignet boy blinked his eyes and he jumped upon the table. "Aye! Look at me!" Marcel's eyes lit up. "Bonjour! The beignet boy's alive!" But when Marcel reached for his beignet boy, he jumped to the floor. "Hee! You can't catch me!" And he dashed out the door. Marcel ran down the street shouting, "Stop! Come back, mon petit garçon!" But the beignet boy just smiled as he sang, "Believe you me, I'm gonna get away. You're not gonna taste this little beignet." Down Canal Street and through the French Quarter he zipped, running across a bandstand of jazz players. The beignet boy leaped upon a drum with a burst of powdered sugar. "Aye! Look at me!" he sang, shaking his little beignet hips. The crowd stomped and they romped to the rhyme of "When the Saints Go Marching In." Suddenly, the drummer sniffed the aroma of the freshly fried beignet. "Hey, what's up?" the beignet boy yelled. "Oh no, end of show!" He dashed off the bandstand singing, "Believe you me, I'm gonna get away. You not gonna taste this little beignet." "Stop! Come back!" shouted the jazz players. But the beignet boy kept running. When he came to Jackson Square, the beignet boy posed in disguise while a street artist painted his picture. Marcel and the jazz players ran around and around Jackson Square. "They don't see me." All of a sudden, the street artist whiffed the sweet beignet aroma. You come with me, no? No, said the beignet boy, racing out of Jackson Square. Stop! Come back! The artist yelled. The beignet does not run away from the Andre. The beignet boy dashed along the Mississippi River past a mime, around a juggler, and between the stilts of a street performer. His song echoed throughout the riverwalk. Believe you me, I'm gonna get away. You not gonna taste this little beignet. Marcel the jazz players and Andre the zany artist followed the beignet boy into the French market. The reckless chase upset the merchants selling their wares. Fleeing the scene, the beignet boy zipped out of the market wearing a Mardi Gras mask and colorful beads. Aye, look at me! Marcel spun out of the market wearing a lady's dress. The jazz players rolled out in their underwear. The artist stumbled out with the crawfish on his head. Even the upset merchants were lured by the sweet aroma that joined the chase. Stop! Come back! They all cried, but the beignet boy rushed away singing, Believe you me, I'm gonna get away. You not gonna taste this little beignet. The beignet boy ran alongside a mule-drawn carriage. When he leaped on the back of a mule, it galloped away. I'm finally free, said the beignet boy, sitting snugly on the mule's back. Oh no, Marcel cried. Mon petit garçon is done. So Marcel, the jazz player, the artist, and all the merchants trudged back to work. When the mule finally tired, the beignet boy hid in Jackson Square. A friendly pigeon became his only company. As the sun sank into the stillness of the night and the last sounds of jazz faded into the moonlight, the beignet boy wiped away a tear. Believe you me, I'm glad I got away, but I wish there were a friend for this little beignet. I can help you, said the pigeon. I know someone who needs a friend. The pigeon flapped his gray wings and strutted his red feet. As he cocked his head, a band of colorful feathers glistened around his neck. Suddenly, a whirlwind of pigeons swooped down and lifted the beignet boy into the air. When he looked down to wave goodbye, the friendly pigeon was gone. A man wearing a gray coat, colorful scarf, and red shoes stood waving. That night, a veil of gray swept across the ground outside of Marcel's shop. When he opened his front door, the pigeons flapped their wings in unison as the beignet boy sang, Believe you me, I'll never run away. I'm always gonna be your little beignet. Marcel beamed with delight. You're mon petit garçon. I'm as happy as can be, said the beignet boy, and he gave Marcel a big powdery beignet kiss